Beautiful, how you doing? Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been so long. Every time I don't post, every time I don't post for like a couple of days, oh my gosh, I just always feel like it's just been so long. And clearly, I guess this year is a bust. If you saw my New Year's resolution like video about goals for this year, I had said that I wanted to post a video every day of this year. So I guess I officially, but I suppose some of you probably already thought that it was a whack goal anyway, because I posted that video on the 2nd of January and I didn't post a video on the 1st of January, but I still just felt like hopeful, I guess. I don't even know if ambitious is the right word, because I feel ambitious now. Like this video and the videos following after, I am just very recharged. I feel like I got my mind right. I feel like I got just my spirit, refreshed, reset. I feel like I've hit like a reset button, and I am now like present, but for those of y'all that have been here for a minute, you know some of the things that have been going on. How have you been? How have you been? I hope that you've been good. And, welcome to all the new subscribers and new people that I've seen in the comments. I just hope that, I can continue to just be like a good friend to you, and, we just enjoy this journey, especially because it's a really interesting time. I'm planning on switching things up, but that is not the point of this video. That is actually going to be tomorrow's video. Today, we are responding to comments. And before I get going, there's something that I just want to say. Okay. And I'm nervous to say this because I don't want to be taken like completely for my word, I suppose. But I love the comments. I'll never forget, I've been on YouTube for 2 years now. I got started immediately when I got out, and I was all excited and just posting videos. And I think like a lot of people, when you first start posting online, you just assume that, a bunch of people are going to see you. You're posting for the world and everybody's just going to flock to your content, and it is not like that at all. I don't know about how it used to be back in the day, like in the early days of the internet. I'm not sure how it was, but I know that today it's definitely not like that. It's like it's similar. It's like an online version of going to New York City. Everybody, or LA or something like that. Everybody is always bright-eyed and just like, oh, I'm gonna, crush it into this big city. But then you get there and you realize you're like a little tiny speck in a huge pool of sharks. And that's kind of how the internet has become nowadays. But anyway, I'll never forget the first time that I had gotten a comment, and I was so excited because I was already getting views. I was getting like 2 loyal people, and to the girl that I believe, my angel eye girl, I believe that you're still there, because I notice every now and then on Twitter we check back in, back and forth here and there, and I think that you're probably still there. But it was her, it was you, and somebody else that just never really made themselves known, or maybe it wasn't a consistent person. But I know that I got 2 views at a time, and I always felt like you guys were so important to me, and I didn't want to stop posting because I felt like, I don't want them to think that they're not important just because it's just 2 people, and I just kept at it because I was so passionate about sharing, my diary entries, my journal entries. And that's why, for anybody that wants, because I have seen some comments where people will say like, I want to start a YouTube channel. Anybody that has a YouTube channel and you haven't been keeping up with it, or that wants to start a YouTube channel, it is true what people say, like you have to be doing something that you're passionate about, because that is truly what's going to keep you going at the end of the day. It's not anything else. It is your passion for the reason why you're posting videos. And it could be any reason. It could be any reason, And for me, it was sharing that story. And now I just enjoy being online. But anyway, when people first started writing comments, I didn't respond because I was very, very shy and just nervous to say anything. And then I thought maybe I shouldn't say anything, like I should just let people just express themselves and just not like say anything. But then it just started getting more interactive. People like were writing comments in hope that I would respond to them. and I started responding to comments, and I love responding to comments. I love you guys' comments. I love the conversation. That is like my favorite thing about doing this is the conversation. For me, every time that I'm recording, and I believe it's the same for you too. I just from the way that you write, I believe that it's the same. You know, for me, it's like every time that I'm recording, I always feel, I try to, I don't know about always, but I try to always feel like I'm talking to my friend. Like, you know, there were days as this channel changes and I start recording other type of content, I'm gonna be in that same sort of mindset that I'm about to tell you. There were days in my teenage years when I had first moved to New York City and I was staying with my brother, my older gay brother. We'd be up all night, you know, either out clubbing and after we went, you know, to the clubs, or just up, like, you know, just smoking, smoking and blazing and talking. But, and it was just some of the most magical nights of my life. Like, just, you know, to be young and just up all night having such, like, just wonderful conversations. And that's how I try to make my videos. It's like, you know, we're just kicking it. We're just kicking it, chilling, you know, just deep in conversation. Like, and that's how I end up going on for so long, like I've already started to do. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying all of this is because over time, this is not just with these comments that I'm about to share, but in general, I feel like this is something that has been sort of like creeping up on me over time, and now it's just getting too much where I want to put some order, I guess, to this a little bit. And you know, I know that it ain't massive comments, but I'm gonna explain. Just give me a second. I'm gonna explain. But I have noticed that because I make it a point to respond to everyone, that when I don't, there are times where people sometimes take it personally, like I intentionally ignored you, or I don't want to respond to you, or that you said something that I didn't like, or something like that. And it's like, I really just didn't have the time. Or I just didn't see it. Like, you know, with each individual video, I get about 10 to 20 comments. But over the span of this channel, I have, you know, 500 plus videos on this channel circulating around YouTube. So I'll get, like, seriously, I will get like 200 to 350 comments a day. And it's been like this for a minute now. It's been like this for like a couple of months, like probably like since September. Yeah, September, October of last year. So, you know, yeah, like 3, 4 months now, that every day, like I'll get a new influx of like 200 to 300 comments, and it's throughout the span of all my videos. And to show you, because I'm gonna be reading you guys' comments from the dashboard, whether you're on your phone or whether you are on your computer, they always show you like the first 3 most recent comments. So you can see this. Hold on. Can you see this? Yeah, I'm always doing this so tacky, like, and if you can even tell, there's one from the post, there's one from a different video, and then there's one from the little YouTube short video that I just made. And it's like, it's always just, you know, a refresh. If I go on in 2 hours or something like that, it'll be a new set of comments, like the top 3 comments. So sometimes, like this, I'm recording, but I might be at the grocery store, I might be on the phone, I might be, you know, in the bathroom, going to Walmart or something like that. And it's like, I'll just click on this dashboard and I'll just see these comments and I'll just respond to these comments. Or I might click the view more, and I'll go in, and I'm not explaining this for anybody, but just myself. I just want to it makes me feel good to be clear. You know, this is the whole point. My whole presence is to try to just be transparent with whatever it is that I'm choosing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And this is something I really want to like talk about. But I'll click the view more, and then I might do I might do the next like 5, 10, 15 comments or something like that responding. But it's varied from what video to what video, however recent the comments have been. And then sometimes I'll catch up, but it's like somehow I still will lose people. Like I won't see their comment. They then slip through the cracks somehow. I don't know. But because it has made people feel a certain kind of way, you know, like just throughout the past couple of months. And then with what happened with the whole Cam situation, it makes me feel like perhaps it's best from this point out to just not respond to comments. It doesn't mean I'm not reading the comments. I still want you guys to comment, because there are so many times that I'll respond to comments while recording my latest video. There are times that I'll respond to comments by actually making a video about whatever it is that, one of you have said. And also, I'm gonna do videos like this. I think that I'm gonna start to try to do it like maybe like once a week, once every other week, or something like that. It depends on the comments. Like if it's just sweet comments or something like that, I'll probably just be responding in the videos, just like, oh, you guys are so sweet, or whatever. If there's like a tone of some kind, I might address it like in the videos. But if there's like a bunch of like questions or something, then perhaps I'll do requested videos, or I'll come up here and do something like this. But the next time, obviously, I won't have to go through this whole long intro like I'm doing right now, just because it really bothers me when, you guys feel like ignored or something like that. I am up here honestly because I'm trying to make connections, and it makes me feel very, very, very good that I've actually been able to do that. There's like a lot of people that have just said different things about, how they enjoy having me a part of their day, or feeling like we're best friends. I feel the same way. That's why I try to record my videos talking as if I'm talking to my best friend or my brother back in the day, like I just told you. Uh, and different people that, it's like I've gone through different painful things, and I'm just trying to sort my way through it all. And that is no different than a lot of people, especially in today's day and age. And there's people that have commented about that it's like, oh, I'm going through so much, and when I watch you, it's like I just feel so much better. That makes me feel so good. Like, there's not enough outlets like that, like where somebody makes you feel like they care, or somebody makes you feel like, you know your pain is not your own. It's like maybe what exactly you're going through is your own, but the struggle, it's like I'm not the only person that is going through things that are just so unbearable, that are just make me feel like I'm on the brink of breaking apart. And then it's like, and then you see me, and it's like, oh, this guy's doing it, and he ain't perfect, but he's managing. I can manage. You know what I'm saying? It's like it really makes me feel very, very good. And I just wish that there was like more things like this, more people like this. And who knows, in time there might be, or there might already be, but I just don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so I just want to just say that, like, please continue to leave comments, because you never know when I'll do like a responding to comments video. Like we might be able to do it like a weekly tradition every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something, or periodically just responding in the video, whatever. And then I still might pop up here and there, but I don't know. I just don't like people thinking that you're ignored, because nobody is like ignored. You know what I'm saying? Like every single person is precious to me. Now, the video that we are responding to comments about Cam, that is, I hope I'll remember to put a timestamp. That is the video about Cam wanting to apologize. I think that is going to be the video that I should do. I was thinking about yeah, this is the video that I'm going to do. Cam wants to apologize. This video, there are 43 comments, and we're going to respond to as many of them as we can. The ones that I haven't responded to yet. Yeah, so first one is from Homie. Um, the quality of someone's apology is going to, without question, determine the strength or weakness of their reputation. After reading the comments and listening to this man say nothing of context, didn't hear him take accountability for his mistakes, all I heard were repetitive um, platitudes, I guess. Weak apologies. Overall, Cam's apology was trash. Um, well, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, it's understandable where it comes across like that, but I know that there is a genuine side to him. It's just buried underneath a lot of like mistrust, I guess, and abuse, I suppose, in a way. Like, and maybe that sounds like an excuse, but somebody who was taken away, from his mother at 5 years old, thrown into two different, like, child mental wards as literally a 6-year-old kid, and then in a 2-year span, passed around 14 different foster homes, all of which, were beating him. The white families beat him because he was black. The black families beat him because he was white. He got beat because he had better grades than the kids of the families, and then he would start failing in school, and then he got beat because he was getting bad grades. And it's like when he would try to tell counselors about this, then they wouldn't believe him and stuff. And how I even know this stuff is because I read his files. I actually have the copies of his files, because since I was planning on getting an attorney for him, he sent me the paperwork of like the child, what is it, psychoanalysis or whatever, that was not allowed to be admissible in court, even though it should have been, and also like the whole report of his sentencing and stuff like that. But I can understand where people can feel like that. This is from PR. I feel sad just hearing this. A man calling from prison is a sad man, no matter how much pride or dignity he holds in his heart. For anyone still locked up, the only thing that matters is to make it through your sentence, even when even when I clicked it by accident. Even when love and hope are being sent into the prison, it's like being on another planet. Amen to that. That is 100% the truth. It's different than like even two countries apart. Like somebody's in Japan and the other person is in Germany or something like that. It's like it's literally two planets. Like it is very, very different. It's just very different. Ralph, Mr. Swiss guy, he said, "Dear Lucky, listen, I already knew that you still love this guy to death, but there are a lot of nice guys out there with good behavior and not lying, and you know that, but you seem to be a misogynist. Sorry to hear that. I really wish you both all the best from my heart. For you and the guy in prison who killed a person. He didn't kill anybody. You know that. What the F is up with you? I don't know. Go back and throw your life away. It's up to you. Hug and blessing, the Swiss guy." I don't plan on going back to prison. I'm not trying to go back to prison. The video that I made, it was in reference to the job, you know, the job like interview that they contacted me. And honestly, I had actually truthfully thought they like knew exactly who I was, and they were contacting me in spite of that. Perhaps because they felt like, the reason, my logic behind this is like, perhaps it was because they felt like I could be like a mole of some kind, because I have the connection of once being locked up in this facility. Some of the things that both Cam and myself had been entangled with because of the people that he knew, Cam, knew and stuff like that. And there's a lot of craziness that goes on in that facility. In fact, that is why, if you've noticed, those videos about Cam, they've been taken down, because somebody from the administration contacted me and was informing me there's like a lot of questions going on regarding Cam, and I didn't want them to take these videos and try to use it like against him, because whatever is going on in there with him, that is none of my business, because I'm not in there. And as much as I've tried to help, as I have seen, it's hard to be of help when I'm not even being told the full story. So instead, all I can do is just completely step back altogether. And that was a painful thing to accept, because for a year and a half, I was in the story with him. Like, it wasn't like I was, just with him. Like, we shared a complete life, everything, like the strategies we would try to come up with, um deciphering who are enemies, who are allies, um how we pay for things, how we, struggle, all of it, getting sick, like, it was completely, we had each other's back in there. And then I came out, and it's just what it is. It's just what it is. But there is more to it than you guys seem to um realize. And part of it is my fault, and then part of it, I think, is just like, you guys don't even seem to remember. I posted a video, I'm gonna put the card here, about the corruption in the DOC. That's not something that just like happens and then it's over. I made a video and it's over. This has been something that had been going on, and it still goes on. And then what makes it even worse, why I was so angry, is because then you add in whatever Cam is getting all entangled with, and then keeping it like from me. It just all makes it worse. But I understand why he did it, because in the first year that I came home in 2019, he did used to tell me every single thing. We'd be on the phone all day, 28 calls a day, every day, months at a time, like 8 months at a time. He was telling me every single thing he wanted, because just like I was obviously used to sharing the day, my life with him, he was used to the same thing. And he wanted me to still, we wanted each other to be like still part of each other's day. But as he would tell me different things, I'm a very insecure person, and I have a lot of trust issues, and I'm a very suspicious person, especially the more vulnerable I am with a guy. Why do you think I've made all these videos about guys, And I would question every last thing that he said. So over time, he thought that it was helping to try to not upset me, not realizing that keeping secrets from me upset me even more. And maybe for any of you Aquarius out there even can identify with that. I have heard that Aquarius signs, sometimes they will tell in their minds white lies, typically trying to spare somebody's feelings, but not intentionally trying to hurt somebody's feelings. So, it's like, you don't always have to just like attack somebody, because, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about him, because uh sometimes when it seems like somebody is deserving of the most attack, oftentimes you'd be surprised, that's when they really need compassion the most, for real. And that's something that actually I even learned being in there, where it's like there's two sides to every story. It's like, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. But okay, the next one is Pepperco. My young nephew died young and homeless from a drug overdose some years ago. Prior to that sad event, his parents had spent large sums of money on professional help and habits. I can't recall exactly how many occasions my nephew contacted me with credible lies of urgent needs for funds. Of course, I was only being manipulated into enabling his further drug use. Once my nephew visited a relative who'd been injured in a car accident and stole her pain medicines. That illustrates how selfish and cold-hearted one is made by addiction. And I definitely understand that. And, first of all, I apologize to you, Pepperco, for having gone through something like that. That could not have been, you know, like good at all. It must have just been a very painful time, and I'm sure it's a very painful memory, and I'm sorry, and I appreciate you having the strength to like share that with us on the channel. And I am aware of this as well. Like, I have known plenty of people who have had addictions. As somebody who was locked up, I have heard many stories of outrageous things, people robbing from their grandmothers or their parents, or even their husbands or sisters or brothers or something like that. And I definitely am aware of all of these things, and I just try to move forward with caution, and um, that's all I can do. And I just pray that, your nephew found peace. And I'm just sorry that that's how things ended. Snoopy said fool. And then JB said, real talk, if you get back with this man, you're dumb. He is manipulative. Find a man with a good job, good credit, loyal, and a relationship with a future. This is broken wings syndrome 101. Grow up and move on. You fell in love in prison, and that was your first mistake. That is just such a very close-minded, like, way to think, because you don't understand the reason there was a connection in the first place. It's not as simple as you might think. And then, in terms of how you fall in love, sometimes it's like you just don't have no power over that. You just don't have no control over that. And with regards to finding a man, with all these wonderful qualities, people look for people that there's like um, mutual like similarities in a way. And I would need to be somebody with a good credit and a good job, and have money and all of these things first, before I can expect somebody who has all of these things to want to offer that to me. I mean, granted, yes, I have been a sugar baby a couple of times in my life. In fact, that's going to be some of my story times moving forward. But there's a price to pay when somebody has all the money and you just only offer your looks or your youth. It's like, so that's all I got to say about that. But Young, I'm just saying the first name of profiles, just trying to maintain some privacy, but at the same time, reading it out aloud. We'll go to like 33 minutes, because that's typically when this thing cuts off. So let me try to move a little bit faster. Young said, hey Lucky, I'm a recent subscriber and I've been watching a lot of your vids these past 2 weeks. I know you don't like to talk about personal stuff as it relates to your relationship with Cam, but can you make a video and give us some backstory about Cam's life and how he ended up in prison? What exactly was his crime, and why do you think he will be in prison for the rest of his life? His crime was armed robbery and malicious wounding. There was somebody that was attacked during the involvement of the crime. It was him and three other co-defendants. They were all juveniles, 15 to 16 years old, and all of them have been released. They all were sentenced less time. They were sentenced 12 to 18 years, and Cam was sentenced 43 years. And why this bothers me so much is because Cam was sentenced by a judge who had known Cam for the past 3 years of Cam being in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of juvenile hall. And this judge said that the next time that I see you again, I'm going to throw the book at you. And when the judge saw him, he said Cam's guidelines, the high of his guidelines was just like everybody else. 18, 20 years was Cam's high guidelines. And the judge said, I'm going to give you so much time that when you come out, you'll be so old you won't even be able to think about committing another crime. And that is why, I want to fight the case, because when you sentence somebody outside of their guidelines, you have to have a written explanation as to why you do so. This is in the law books, and there is no, I have his sentencing like documents. There is no written explanation. Even that statement, that's not even on record. It's just purely, these are the guidelines, the low point, the midpoint, the high point, and then this is what Cam was sentenced, and he was sentenced at 16. It's like, you know, y'all can think what you guys want, but you just don't know the whole story, you know? And in terms of giving the backstory, I'll be honest with you, I have actually made several videos sharing all about Cam, what drew me so close to him, and what made our love so strong, and all of these things, what we went through while in there and different things. And I've been terrified to post it, I'll be honest. And I think that if I do post it, it might be either on Patreon or the YouTube memberships. But I'll discuss more of that in tomorrow's video, because tomorrow's video is going to be like my strategy for content moving forward. Um, uh, and we're running out of time. I want to read, um, I guess, one more. 30, yeah. I will try to read two more. There's Amanda and Devon. I gotta read you guys this. Amanda said, please, Lucky, this guy still has a hold on you. I have a horrible vibe about him. He's blaming everything on his past. Shit, if I did that, I would be back in prison or dead. He doesn't talk about trying to change. He wants your money and to use you. He knows how to do all this because he's done it all his life. You don't know what he's doing in there. I'm worried about you, Lucky. I really love you and this channel. I'll pray for you and Cam. Happy New Year. And Amanda, I appreciate and I completely understand like your concerns, and I just really love you so much. You're so sweet all the time, and I completely understand where you're coming from. And I want you to calm down a little bit, because it's not quite as bad as it seems. Like, there is just more that I just, wish I had been sharing prior to that video. And then even that video, I wish I had have did it differently, because I'm a very emotional person. I mean, think about even some of y'all's response when I was talking about the comments. I'm like, oh, these snappy ass comments, y'all with your vicious comments and all of these things. It's like you guys felt like I was being so dramatic and I'm attacking you guys. But it's like, I'm a sensitive person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just like that, I dramatized this as well. It's like you guys don't seem to connect that. It's like I'm a very dramatic and sensitive person. Not to say that there wasn't something to be said about what happened. It's just that I save all of the good things because I'm too sensitive to have that attacked. I'm nervous about what y'all are gonna say with what I shared on that guy's comment, the backstory comment. But I save all of that stuff. But then it's like when I'm hurting, it's like, oh, I'm just immediately gotta gush out all my pain. It's like there's a lot more. There's just a lot more about him, about his character, about even just how he's risen above just some of the awfulest things. In my opinion, he should be somebody that is incapable of love, or even incapable of the experiences that we've already even had. But he is trying. He is. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. Like, I'm not perfect. And it's not like I'm still with him, by the way. It's just that I understand he has nothing. He has nothing. How strong would some of you guys be if you have 50 years in prison? Nobody who's going to be there. The only person who's been there is a neighborhood lady who's sick. She just was in the hospital a couple of nights ago. She's in and out of the hospital. We're all hoping that she still sticks around a little bit longer. And if she goes, you have nothing. How many of you guys would be so upstanding in prison where you're gorgeous and people try to take advantage of you? And since I've been out, I didn't even know this. He shared this with me. There's been booty bandits that have been after him, and I already know this from when I was in there. Like, and he's insulted by this, actually. And I believe it. I believe it because Cam's a very masculine person, and you know, he used to date women on the outside. So to be treated like he's like a queen, it's such a disrespectful thing. But it's because of the relationship we had. There's a lot more that y'all just don't realize, you know, and nobody even gives him the benefit of the doubt at all, you know, or just even a little bit of compassion. I'm not trying to be a sucker anymore. Y'all might think that I am, but all I'm doing is moving on with my life, but I refuse to just give up on someone who has gone through so much pain, and they clearly are trying to come out of the darkness. They are trying to be even more self-aware of the demons that are just on them, you know, and have been with them since childhood, you know? But it's like he is trying. He is. Even that apology, he knew that he wasn't going to be welcomed or accepted. So even going into it with that, it's like, you know, you guys picked apart his apology, but it's like he was just trying to say he's sorry. You know, and really it was an apology to you guys. We already had our conversations, you know, multiple conversations, but it's like, but he just wanted to apologize to you guys for what it did to you when you saw me so upset. You know, it wasn't really an apology video for me. That's why I had titled it Cam wants to apologize to you. Initially that was the title. It said Cam wants to apologize to you, you know, but you know, some people just don't want to give forgiveness. Anyway, this is it for this video, and tomorrow's video starts a brand new direction for this whole journey that we're on. I pray that you continue to stay around, but if this isn't for you anymore, I respect it, you know, and I just appreciate the time that you have been here, and I love you all. Bye.